Okay, welcome back. Tonight I'm having fun. I've always been interested in high-tech stuff. In fact, that was my first job in the Army. Love techie stuff. And one year, a few years back, Kim got me a Google Home as a birthday or Christmas present. I'm not sure which. And I loved it. And so now, since then, standing order for birthdays or Christmas is something to go along with it. And normally it comes in the form of a light switch so that we can control lights around the house just by voice. And I love it. I love setting it up. I love setting up different programs for it. So guess what? I now have a pack of 4. So I've already installed 2 in the bedroom, 1 for the light, 1 for the fan, and now 1 for the kitchen lights. So get started. In the garage at the breaker box. Yeah, make sure you shut off that breaker, otherwise it could be a great experience for you. And so I left the light on in the kitchen in order to know right away if I got the right one. I got the wrong one once before, and yeah, it was a little painful. So, okay, which one? I already scoped it out. It's third one from the bottom. Kitchen and dining room lights, and flip it off. Okay, ready to go. Lights are off. And yeah, lights are off, switch is on. Doesn't matter if the switch is on. So, I was gonna say something. That's it, we'll get started. Let me move the camera a little bit closer. Whoops. Be careful, make sure you turn it the right way. Do not tighten these too tight. You'll crack the cover. In other words, don't do what I almost did just now. Okay, cover's off. 3 different switches. These are both dimmers, just a different style. This is just a big mess for the fan in the kitchen that doesn't work. I wonder if I say that louder if I'll get a new one. Okay, so now I've got to get those wires out because I need more than just this. So these, if they were installed properly, will have a backing on it so that they don't just fall out. Okay, so I have to admit I got a little spoiled installing the other 2 because you're supposed to have a black, white, red, and green. So the red would be the load. Let me see if I can figure out which one's which. If so, I'll tell you. Okay, I told you, let's see if I can show you which one's which, because if you look here, I have 2 black ones and a green. So one's power, one's a load, and one's a green. That is power coming in. Going out to the individual things would be the individual lines going out. So that would be the load. So the ones coming in together, that's power coming in. So they can be bundled together, that's fine. Going out, it's 1 wire per light, fan, whatever the case may be. So, awesome. So the individual ones going out would be considered the red ones. Here it's black. The electrician used black for both. Awesome. Cool. Okay, so this one's the one we are replacing. Green. You can always tell the ground because it has no insulation on it. It's just a bare wire because it doesn't need insulation. That plastic thing. This is a wire nut. Okay. All you do is just twist it over the wires, and I'll explain that in a second. I used to think that you had to twist the wires around that, like so. You don't have to. And I'll show you that when we get ready to put it all back together. So for now, I'm just going to pull that off. Another wire nut for the other side. Okay, black is hot, is live. That's the supply. The one by itself is going out to the light switch. So this is the power, or black, and this is the load, or in this case, red. So I'm going to connect this real quick. All you have to do is set them next to each other. Let me get these out of the way. Set them next to each other like this. Screw this down on it, and that will screw, it will grab. Okay, let me explain. This is single strand wire. It's just one piece of wire. Same with this, single strand. Now anything you're connecting to it is stranded or multiple strands of wire. Here it's been what they call tinned. So they melted solder on them to hold them together and to make a good connection. But these are stranded, have little bitty strands of wire in them. This one is single strand. Yeah. So when this will screw down onto the single strand, and it will wrap this wire around it to hold it in place. So once you get it screwed on, give it a good tug, try to pull it out of there. You shouldn't be able to. If you can pull it out of there, it wasn't tight. Now the tricky one, let's see. So there's the supply. Let me grab another wire nut. This came with some, but I like to reuse them. If possible. I mean, if they're in good shape, I'll reuse them. If not, then I definitely won't. So ground is here. Green is ground. So just tie these together. And even though this is ground, it needs to have a good connection because this needs to be grounded. White is common. White goes throughout the house and attaches to everything. And that is the common wire. So that needs to tie into here. Okay, now all I'm doing is cramming everything back in the same order it was. Only because that's what I'm familiar with. So, and that makes the most sense. Most sense. Now, make sure you don't pinch these going in. I almost got that one hung there, if you saw. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on because the switches themselves should hold it in place. Now don't force it. It'll crack the plastic. This needs to go. This one wasn't quite lining up, so I'm going to move it over. Okay. Remember those holes I told you about? These screw right into it. And it's threaded, so once again, don't use like a drywall screw or something. Now, if you tighten it down too tight, it's going to crack right there. So, I try to get it snug. And then I back it off just enough to have the slot of the screw vertical. Why? Absolutely no good reason. Other than I think it looks cool. Alright, now I'm going to go turn the power on and see what happens. So now it's working. Turns the light off and on. And this green light is flashing. That green light flashing just means it hasn't been programmed yet, so this is the fun part. Alright, first time you install these, have to download an app for each brand. This one just happened to be called Gesund or something like that. So I have all my apps in one place for this. So Gesund. So if you look, it's right there. Add. Sorry, I'm trying to see it at the same time as you. So you have to be on the same Wi-Fi. This has to be on the same Wi-Fi as the switch. Now you can change the Wi-Fi on this for the operating system once this is set up. Discovering devices. It's showing something else. I'm gonna hold this down. I think it's 5 to 10 seconds. I don't know, until this green light right here starts flashing fast. There, it's on. And now it's flashing. So it should show up here. There it is. Okay, so you can click add and pick which one. That's the timer I'm doing next spring. That's the switch. And it's done. Okay, now it's a dimmer. I can set the name, change the name. To the kitchen. I'll say kitchen light. Just in case I ever decide to hook up a fan to it. Probably won't in the kitchen, but who knows. And I can set a location. I'm not going to here. I'm going to do that in Google. Okay, so that's done. It is connected. So now get out of this. So on, off, on, and it will dim and brighten. Now, Google Home, and we're looking for a new device. Devices. We're all the way down to kitchen light. It hasn't been assigned. So, but it is identified there. So if you listen, I'll say, hey Google, turn off the kitchen light.
Sure, turning the kitchen light off.
Turn on the kitchen light.
Got it, turning the kitchen light on.
Okay, so now all I need to do is click and hold. Click and hold. Yeah, and now down here at the bottom it says add to a room. So I'm gonna add it to the kitchen of all places. And now I'm gonna do one more. Automations. I gotta do this quick. I think the battery's dying on my phone. Automations. Bedtime. So add an action. We're gonna add the kitchen. Let's see. Adjust home devices. And kitchen light. So turn on and off. Check the box. And turn off. Add action. Save. Okay. I'm not going to demonstrate that one because I already woke him up once. So that's it. It's set up on in a nutshell. It's awesome. So cool. Need any help? Put it in the comments section below. I'll answer any questions you have. Okay? Until next time, be safe and keep a lid on it.